something old, something new, something borrowed, and of course, something blue. But do you, as a wedding couple, know all the things you need to do? The euphoria of being a newly engaged couple is a feeling that is indescribable. But when it comes to wedding planning, things can quickly become extremely stressful. Founder of TrinidadWeddings.com, Simone St. shares some tips that will help you to properly plan for the day you say, I do. Mrs. St. says the first crucial step to wedding planning is establishing a budget.
Many of them start hunting around for vendors without having a budget, and that could only lead to disappointment, because then you might find somebody out of your budget, who you really love but you can't afford because you already half your budget is gone. So the first thing I always advise them to do is sit with their fiance, maybe sit with their families, come up with a plan. Is it a savings plan? Is it we have some money put away, and have a budget? And no budget will be too small. You will always find a coordinator or a planner that could work with your budget.
After setting a budget that's reasonable for both you and your partner, you're all set to start searching for vendors.
Looking on social media, looking on Google, asking for referrals. The second one would be, of course, to shortlist those vendors. And then you start to get quotations in. And then you start to have site visits with vendors or meetings with vendors, because you have to meet with them in person. And that's another key tip. Just looking at them online, just looking at them on social media will not give you an accurate idea of if you have a rapport with the vendor, which is critical.
After carefully selecting vendors that suit your style and budget, Mrs. St. suggests hiring a wedding planner.
We have the expertise to help couples, plan the wedding that they envision, because a lot of times they have a vision, but they don't quite know how to get there. We have those contacts in the industry. We actually could negotiate on your behalf. So even though we might be an expense, we actually in the long term end up saving you money, saving you time, and most of all, saving you stress, because as you would imagine, it's a lot of errand running, a lot of calls, and we actually just short circuit that for you and say, look, these are the best people for you, for your type of budget, for your vision, and here you go.
And she says the key to ensuring that your wedding runs smoothly is advanced planning.
Safely, I would say start planning 12 months ahead. A lot of couples maybe don't have that luxury of 12 months for whatever reasons. In that case, 6 months is okay. But most of the, for example, venues are booked a year ahead. So the later you start, chances are, you may not get what you want.
The fees for a full-service wedding planner for the period of 1 year can start at approximately $20,000, while fees for a day-off wedding coordinator can range between $3,000 to $12,000. This is We Focus for TTT News.